Hey foodies, welcome to Food It Forward. Today we are talking about spices, herbs and spices. Now I know everybody loves their salt and pepper, but I wanted to kind of take it to the next level. If you haven't dabbled in some different spices, hopefully I can show you guys some today that'll take your dishes right to the next notch. So now I don't have these labels, so I'm going to have to kind of smell them to see which ones they are. And I advise you do the same thing. You know, it's a great idea once you get familiar with these spices, as you go to your favorite restaurants and try your favorite foods, the more that you familiarize yourself with these spices, the better you're going to be able to kind of make the same dishes at home as you get your palate used to tasting them. So let's try this first one here. Okay, so this is definitely onion powder. Now, onion powder is a great spice to have. It's actually in one of what I call my house spice, where it's a mixture of salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder. Onion powder is great for people who like the taste of onions, but don't necessarily like to eat onions. They don't like the texture of onions. And believe it or not, I have a lot of friends that like that, who are very picky eaters, and they don't like to eat onions, but they love it when onion powder is actually in the dish. So that's definitely a strong recommendation. What do we got here? I don't even have to smell this one. I can tell by looking at it. This is saffron. Saffron threads are these little red threads that are found on flowers, actually. This is the most expensive spice in the entire world. But the good news is you really don't need a whole lot to get the flavor out of it. Saffron is used a lot of times for paella dishes or risotto dishes, and when you cook it, it brings out a nice golden yellow color. It's a little bit bitter, has a little floral taste to it, and again, most expensive spice in the world, but you don't need a lot to go a long way. Most dishes only call for about a teaspoon or so. What do we got here? Okay, obviously this is crushed red pepper, one of my favorites. One of the reasons why I like crushed red pepper, you're obviously going to get the spice from the pepper, but it's not a lingering type of spice. Like your mouth won't be burning for hours by adding a little of this crushed red pepper. There is, in any pepper anyway, there's what they call capsaicin, and that's kind of what brings that spiciness that you feel when you eat hot peppers. And capsaicin, they've shown in studies, can actually help boost up your metabolism, so wouldn't hurt. Add it in a couple of dishes, you know, might help you lose some weight. So what's this? Okay, this is paprika. This is another famous spice. You can get the smoked or the sweet paprika. It adds a little bit of spice and great color. Most people only use this for, let's say, deviled eggs, but there's so many other uses for paprika. You can put it on a combination of ribs and different rubs like that that you would put on barbecue meats. Paprika is usually found in a lot of those. Let's see here. So here we have coriander, ground coriander seed. You'll see that a lot in Asian dishes and Hispanic Latino dishes. Very aromatic. I mean, you can smell this from a mile away. It comes from the same plant as cilantro. So if you like cilantro, you'll probably like coriander, but they're not exactly the same flavors. Definitely more of a citrus, bright flavor that you'll find with ground. All right, this next one here, garlic powder. So this is another great spice to have. You know, I like to put this even on some steaks and different things like that. Garlic powder, again, just like onion powder, when you're using garlic in dishes, if you don't want to risk biting down on a raw piece of garlic, garlic powder is a great a great option to kind of switch that out. It's not going to be as flavorful as real garlic, but a couple things that I use this for is, you know, some quick garlic bread, you know, garlic cheesy bread, something like that. You can just definitely pour on there. This next one here, chili powder. So this is a blend of a variety of dried chilies, and you'll definitely see that in a lot of Latino cooking, Hispanic cooking. You know, if you have a taco night, definitely used in the ground beef. And it's going to give it spice, but again, it's not too hot. You know, your mouth's not going to be burning over chili powder. Let's see here. So this is cumin. This is a great spice to have, especially if you're doing, again, Mexican cooking. I use it in my pork green chili. I use it in some enchiladas. You know, it's really a staple, and a lot goes a long way with cumin. It's slightly bitter, but again, you don't need too much of it, and it's definitely a recognizable seasoning in your dishes. So if a dish calls for that and you subtract it, you'll definitely notice the difference. Lastly here, we have parsley. Now this is dried parsley, and I like to have this on hand. You know, sometimes you're in a rush and you're in a pinch and you can't really go to the store to get fresh parsley. Parsley is a great thing to add to your dishes. It's going to give it an herbaceous type of tone to the dish, but also parsley is used a lot when you're using garlic in your dishes. Because what garlic does, why if you eat garlic and everybody talks about, yeah, you have bad breath and that kind of thing, it's because of the sulfuric properties in garlic, that taste. Parsley actually naturally cuts that aftertaste away from your palate. So if you're using garlic in your dishes, 99% of the time, you definitely want to put parsley in there to kind of cut that bite from the garlic. Okay, so here are just a sample of the spices that I want to share with you guys. But I encourage you guys, you know, try out different things when you're in the market. Look at the spice aisle. You know, if there's something there that you haven't tried before, definitely see what kind of dishes you can make with it. Familiarize yourself with the different flavors and smells and different things like that, and you'll be able to break down recipes and create new ones. So it's a fun challenge to do, and something I love doing when I'm going to restaurants, and hopefully you guys can gain something from this too. So if you like this, if you learned something, definitely food it forward to anybody else that you think might be able to get use out of it here. So until next time, foodies, this is Food It Forward, and we'll be seeing you.